Okay, second video in Victoria's go-kart. As you can see, I got it tore apart, and let me explain a few things I've done. This steering column wasn't centered up, so it was rubbing against that, so I took a hammer and a chisel and I just pushed this section away so it doesn't rub on that anymore. Suspension's in good shape. You can see I took the pedals off. Now they kind of did a really neat and smart way to do it. They put this piece of tube welded up on here, but they mounted it on the outside. That's a problem because you want to drive this thing with your foot on the pedal all the time. I cut a slot in here with just an angle grinder, and I'm going to put this on the inside just like that. And see, that way it has a limit. Well, sorry. It has a limit here, and it has a limit here. Let me pick it up. I dropped it. Okay. And as you can see right here, I'm going to put a piece of angle iron to come out, and that way the pedal part is longer, and it sticks out over here. But it's going to be like right there. I'll use stainless steel nuts and bolts in this section right here, and in here. You can see the brake pedal is set up to where it was like this. I'm going to move it to the inside right here and then do the same thing with it. Put a piece of angle iron right here to make it come in, so that way the base of your foot is right here and not resting on the pedal itself. That's not good. I took all the rims and tires apart, and this is a common problem I've ran across, is that on the inside these rims tend to just fall apart. This makes it extremely hard to take apart, and you can see they just rust apart. One thing to do is, I guess when you get these new, is paint them. That would help keeping it out of the weather, and keeping air pressure in it too. That'll also help. Also, powder coating. That's a more expensive proposition, but that'll probably be the best solution right there. But I got all these rims and they're ruined. None of them are any good. They're all just rusted to pieces. I can't use any of them. The hubs are, I'm going to have to go through and replace all the bearings, which is typical. Now you can see this white stuff that I got sprayed right here, and that's a rust converter. Rust cure. I get this from my hardware store. It don't cost much, and it goes a long way. Now I kind of did it backwards. I went ahead and sprayed the areas now. Basically what I do is I'll see a rusty area and just squirt it with that. Within a few minutes it turns this crappy white color. Now where the seat was at is kind of typical for this area. It piled up a lot of rust in that area. I've doused this down a couple times with this rust cure. And you can see on the floor right here how it's gone through. This is one of the hubs. It's a 35 chain size. I don't care for that. I always like 41. But it's in good shape. Hubs are kind of hard to come by, and so I'm going to hang on to all these. This thing used a 410 by 3.5 by 5-inch rim. Them tires are kind of getting hard to come by. I could probably switch over to a 4-inch rim on the front. I may check into the flat-proof tire system for the front. That basically makes it stupid-proof, which I like a lot. There's still a lot of metal left in this area, so it's really not in bad shape. Like I said, once I convert the rust, I'll paint it and it'll be okay. I got the dimensions for the seat, the bottom and the back. I'm going to get it to Rick so he can cut out the plywood for me. I've been going over the brake system, and this just isn't close enough to the tire. So what I'm going to have to do is extend this arm right here to add more leverage. I'm going to have to grind this pin off today. I'll still use the same rod, but I'll get a piece of metal and just bolt it onto this and bring this down lower to give me more leverage. This will work. The tires, when they're aired up, it should work. As you can see, I've sprayed the stuff on there. I'm going to put a bumper on the back right here. I'm going to put a brace from the back of the seat to either the bumper or the axle. Now the axle is a neat story. Let me get this out of the way so you can see. It had this round tube metal, you can see right there, I got laying right there. It went all the way through here. But the funny thing is, it's not cotter keyed for this wheel right here, so it was only a single pull. And I thought, that's kind of strange, but you have the ability to make it into a live axle system. I'm not going to, because that, number one, increases the complexity, and it makes it harder to steer. The single wheel, especially for Victoria and kids and all, is going to be just a-okay. But got it tore apart. Next stage is to throw it in the back of the truck and put the take it down to the car wash and use that citrus paint remover. Squirt it down with high pressure stuff, and then put that rust cure back on it and let it dry. I'm going to drill some holes into this flat area. That way all water will drain. Get the seat back and bottom dimensions to Rick so he can cut me some boards. Make me some bumpers and a back brace. And just start slowly knocking stuff out. I've got to figure out the tire system on it. And figure out where to get rims and stuff. So I got sources to do all that, so I'm really not worried about it. I'd like to figure out something, clean this butterfly steering wheel up, because you rarely see these, and these are really neat. It pins on, and it's really neat. But powder coating would just run the cost up. But that's some of the ideas and things that I'm coming up with right now. So this is a good update and give you an idea what's going on. So number 2, Victoria's go-kart. So we'll catch you later and show you on the next one.